Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. We're here to bask in unprecedented glory because today I'm going to shed light on the unfathomable truths appertaining to what it's like to work in the restaurant industry from the perspective of a former restaurant employee. So in other words, let me just give you some background, let me give you some context before I rant, rave, and prattle on and on and on about sheer and utter venial, trivial nonsense. So, as you most likely know, you are likely correct if you made the arbitrary assumption that I did work in the restaurant industry, because I unequivocally have. I worked at 2 restaurants in the past, and I detested and disdained every picosecond of it. It was just unpleasant, to say the least. It induced distress. At the end of the day, you got paid less than minimum wage. When you factor in the monetary cost to get to work, you have to deplete your finite monetary assets to drive your car to and from work. So it's quite a shame and quite a pity, but it is what it is. Those are the costs appertaining to working a ground-based job in which you cannot work remotely. So let's move on. Why did I dread the experience? Well, it was overwhelming. It was perpetual work, and to try to sustain it, you have to have indefatigable energy. So you have to expend every last calorie. It indignifies you, and it's just disheartening, to say the least. It extracts any modicum of joy and happiness that you had in your life, because you're just succumbing to rudimentary labor, a menial job, and sheer and utter drudgery amid working a shift at a restaurant. Now, the restaurants are unsanitary, to say the least. I've seen the staff pick food off the floor and put it back on the plate without even washing it off. It was just a terrible experience. When I was 16, when I was a high school student, I worked as a busser at a restaurant. That was my first job in the restaurant industry, and not only did I dread every second, not only did I deem it to be abhorrent. Unfortunately, my mother would not let me stay home and play video games amid the summer break, but it was just unbearable, to say the least. It encroached on my ability to get REM sleep. It encroached on my ability to relish any spare time in my life, because it exhausted all my spare time, and it was truly a burden against my body. They charged the staff a fortune to eat at their restaurant. You would take home less than minimum wage, and you would have to pay 7 forms of income tax on your pittance of a wage, which was less than minimum wage, because you have to factor in the monetary costs to travel to and from the restaurant. So it was just completely dirty, to say the least. In conjunction with the staff picking food off the floor and putting it back on the plate as if nothing transpired, they would outsource the burdensome labor to the busser. And when I worked at another restaurant, when I had to maintain the machines, and when I was able to scrutinize them and examine them, I truly saw how tainted they were inside. So when you eat food at a restaurant, just be wary of what you're putting into your body. The food is likely laced with carcinogens, neurotoxins, endocrine disruptors, noxious chemicals, pathogens, and other deleterious, hazardous compounds, and is likely on the cusp of spoiling, or is past its expiration date. That's also another possibility. It's not properly maintained, and is highly likely chock full of bacteria. So there are health issues that come into play. The food is not properly preserved, to say the least, and expect your food to be frozen if you're lucky and thawed out. Don't expect them to put a modicum of effort into cooking anything, and they'll serve you products which ravage your DNA, truncate your telomeres, unravel your chromosomes, compromise your immune system, increase your mortality rate, and decrease your longevity rate. The only healthy items they may have on their menu encompass a fruit bowl and potentially a plain salad if they offer that from their salad bar, but they likely don't and likely taint with animal secretions. I hope that you found this video to be insightful and enthralling. Unfortunately, my memory is depleted, so working in the restaurant industry is a terrible job prospect, and unfortunately restaurants are eminently unsanitary and dirty, so just be wary about what you're getting yourself into. Plus they serve tainted foods. I hope that you found this video to be captivating. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.